Let's Talk Wigs. I'll be doing a YouTube series now, and on today's episode we'll be talking about what you should know when purchasing bundles. I'll be covering the different origins: Brazilian, Malaysian. This is the width of a bundle, but the quality doesn't really matter. I'm about to be schooling you. What's up, besties, and welcome back to another effing YouTube video with your favorite bitch, Diamond. So I can be comfortable. I'm gonna get a pillow because I like to sit with my legs crossed. So how y'all doing today? So I'm so excited about this specific YouTube video. I know y'all wondering, girl, why you got on this shirt? You know, today I had to put on my Diamond Effect shirt because I'm about to be schooling you. I'm gonna put y'all on and let y'all know, you know, what's the tea. So I'll be doing a YouTube series now, and it's going to be called Let's Talk Wigs. So we'll be speaking about wigs. I'll be covering, you know, the different origins. We'll be talking about hair dictionary so you can understand different terms. I'll also be speaking on, you know, closures and how, you know, just helping you guys pick out the best. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I'm in Dallas and it's just cops just flying. It's just loud. So sorry if y'all can hear the ghetto-ness in the background. And just helping you guys get it together so y'all can know how to purchase the best wig for you to, you know, complete your look. So this is season 1, episode 1. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about what you should know when purchasing bundles.
Wigs on the floor. Wigs on the floor.
So first, before we do anything else, we're going to get into the hair dictionary so you guys can understand the terms and everything that I'm saying, so you can, you know, get the gist of what I'm trying to teach y'all. So if you see me looking down, I have my Juicy Couture book that my cousin got me for Christmas, and I wrote my notes down. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at, so I can just make sure I stay on task. The first word in the hair dictionary for today will be origin. The origin is the place where the hair is founded, where it's derived from, where it comes from, where it's originated from. So when you hear people say, oh, I have Brazilian hair, the hair is from Brazil, okay? So on and so forth. The next word we'll be learning is density. So density is basically the weight, thickness, fullness of the hair. So when you purchase your hair, bundles, wigs, whatever, it'll probably have different numbers like 100% density, 130, 150, 180, 200, 250, goes from there. And that's the density. That's how thick the hair is. That's how much hair is in there. The next word will be wefts. So wefts is the stitching of the bundle, and I have a bundle here with me. This is an old bundle that I had from a client from a while back that she, you know, didn't need, so she just left it with me. So the wefts is the stitching of the bundle, and it helps determine the density as well, like how thick the bundle is. So I'm about to show you guys up close what the weft is. So this is the weft right here. This is the weft of a bundle right here, right? The stitching. This is the stitching. Y'all can see. Yeah. That's the weft. Oh, I look so good. Another word that we'll be discussing is luster. So luster is the quality and glow of the reflection of light on your hair. So this is my Cambodian MINK hair, and as you can see how the light reflects off of my bundle, that is the luster. That is what luster means. How easily the light can reflect off of your bundle, if that makes sense. Now that we have the hair dictionary out the way, I want to go ahead and let's go ahead and get into what this video is about. And in this video, we will be talking about the origin, breaking down origin. So when we're speaking of hair origin, there are 5 main types of hair origins that people may purchase, which will be Brazilian, Malaysian, Peruvian, Cambodian, Indian, and honorable mention, Burmese. A lot of people love Burmese hair. So those are the 5 different origins. When you're purchasing any bundles or wig or anything, those are going to be the main names that you'll hear. I wrote down brief descriptions of each, just so I won't forget. So first off, Brazilian. Brazilian is the most purchased origin ever. More affordable. Majority of Brazilian hair that's sold, people can afford it. It's also the origin that's easy to obtain because a lot of companies sell Brazilian. So especially if you're just starting out with hair and you haven't really worn weaves before, I would always say get Brazilian because it's a good origin to start off with when you're just learning what to do. Most people love Brazilian because of its ability to blend in with the different hair textures. It's specifically known for its density and its durability, its thickness. Even though this origin is soft, the luster of Brazilian hair is extremely low. But it does hold heat longer than some other origins such as Malaysian and Indian. So a lot of people will still get Brazilian. So the next origin we'll be speaking on is Malaysian. Malaysian is the second most purchased origin that there is. It's known for is being shiny, sleek, but without too much shine. So the shine level is like a 3 out of 5. The luster level is the same as Brazilian, but this Malaysian blends in better with brown people hair. Yeah, most of the time when you purchase Brazilian hair, the hair is going to be a little bit more on the dark brown, fade into a lighter brown. Like the color of Brazilian hair isn't like a one color. But when you're speaking about Malaysian, it's more of a darker, richer colored brown. So it blends in more with hair without you having to, do the extra. A lot of people love Malaysian hair as well because it doesn't frizz. I would say Brazilian hair, it doesn't hold curls as long and it frizzes sometimes. The next one we'll get into is Peruvian. So Peruvian is a very good origin because it's light, it's not too heavy, but it's also soft. If you would prefer a thicker look, I would say then you would need more bundles than you would need for Brazilian. All in all, I would always say for the most part, get at least 3 bundles. But when it comes to, Peruvian, it's a lighter hair. So if you want a thicker look, add on the bundles. Peruvian hair also blends in best with Black people, perm hair. Peruvian is more so the texture that you would get when you have trained hair, if you're doing a leave out. As well with Peruvian, the luster level is low. So with the 3 that I just named, you're not going to get a very high luster level, meaning shine. It's some companies that can give you stuff like that if that's what they're promoting with their brand, but for the most part, you're not going to get too much shine and luster with Brazilian, Malaysian, and Peruvian. So on to the next origin. It's by far my favorite right now because I got it in my head and this is what I'm selling. Like, it's really giving. This is Cambodian. So Cambodian is my favorite because of its variety of textures. When it comes to Cambodian, you can literally find any different type of texture. I feel like it has more variety of textures than Brazilian, Malaysian, and Peruvian. And also, for the most part, all of Cambodian hair is extremely soft, extremely silky, and the luster level is a medium. It isn't low like Brazilian, Malaysian, and Peruvian. The level is a medium. So my hair is silky, meaning like it's really soft, but like it's not too shiny. So I would always recommend Cambodian out of any other texture for women of color if you're getting a leave out, because you can flat iron it, and I feel like this is the best texture to fully match African American hair when it's flat iron, but it's not coarse. This hair isn't coarse, so I just want to make that very clear. Cambodian hair is not extremely coarse as exactly as black people hair, but it does give you that feel when you flat iron your hair. Most body wave hair turns straight after a while, so if you put a lot of heat on Brazilian, Malaysian, Peruvian hair and it's body wave, after a while it'll be straight, like it won't have that body wave curl. But I've noticed with me having my Cambodian hair that anytime I wet it, it still go back into that body shape. Like it's still, you can still tell it was body wave and it wasn't straight hair. And I love that, because for the most of the time when I purchase bundles, Brazilian, Malaysian, Peruvian, like I said, they turn straight. And sometimes I don't mind it because I'm putting heat on it, but I mean, if I bought a texture, I want that texture. So with Cambodian hair, it pretty much keeps that texture because this origin is heavily textured. All of the textures with Cambodian hair is going to be kind of there. You can still flat iron it, curl it, whatever you want to do, and it'll still hold whatever style that you have. But when you're ready to wash it and get it back to the original texture that it was, it's going to do just that. Most people may not purchase this origin because Cambodian hair is a little bit more expensive than Brazilian and Malaysian and Peruvian, but the quality, the way it lasts, doesn't really matter. Does it really matter? It don't. It don't. You're going to get your money worth. You're going to get your money worth. I'm going to tell you that now. So the next origin we'll be speaking on is Indian. Indian hair is similar to Cambodian with the fineness of the hair and the variance of textures. This origin also holds heat very well with minimal products, so you don't have to put too many products on Indian hair as well as Cambodian hair. I don't use products on my hair for real. Honestly, the most I really use is heat protecting spray. And like I said, this is Cambodian hair, so I just use heat protecting and sometimes holding spray depending on the curls. But even with holding spray, these curls hold longer than if I was to use holding spray on a Brazilian wig. So, but Indian, yeah. Indian is similar to Cambodian. It's just a different origin. I haven't had Indian hair in a while, so I don't want to say too much about it because I haven't had it in so long. Like, I kind of really don't remember the difference in it, but I will say by far, I think my favorite is Cambodian. It's the softest to me, you know. So the last one that we'll be speaking about is Burmese. So Burmese, this origin is known for its wide variety of textures as well and its versatility, but Burmese hair is specifically known for its curly textures. So majority of the time when you hear Burmese curly. Those are mainly the textures that people get when they're purchasing Burmese, is their curly textures. It's also not as soft and silky as Cambodian and Indian, but it's still softer, in my opinion, than Brazilian. Burmese is also very thick hair and it holds heat very well. So if you were to do a Burmese install, sometimes you can get away with 2.5 bundles instead of using a full 3 if it's curly, because their hair is extremely thick. Let's get into the next part. So each origin comes in different hair types. So you have virgin, Remy, MINK, and raw. Y'all staying with me? Okay. Let's break down each one. Hold on. Oh, my foot hurt. Hold on, y'all, my feet. Whew. Okay. Virgin hair is hair straight from one donor, and it hasn't been altered, it hasn't been bleached, dyed, or anything like that. But virgin hair, sometimes I think virgin hair is processed hair. It just hasn't been bleached and dyed and stuff. But it is one of the most easiest hair types to obtain, because virgin hair is more so You can get Virgin Remy. You know, they put that together. Sometimes people just throw those names together to make it seem like you're getting a high luxury hair, and half the time it's not that. It's not. It's not. The next hair type we'll speak on is Remy. Remy hair is hair taken from multiple donors to form one bundle. So that's like you going, getting the girl out straight, hey, give me some of your hair, give me some of your hair, give me some of your hair. We're finna put it all together, make one bundle. So it's not from one specific donor. Me personally, I'd rather my hair be from one specific donor because that's how you can eliminate different colors of hair. Like I said, when you get Brazilian hair, sometimes it may have different color strands in there. It may be like a gray or all the hair dark brown, and you might have a light brown, you know, mixed in there. So yeah, Remy hair is taken from different donors and put into one bundle. Now, let's talk about raw. Raw hair is one of the highest quality of hair because it's straight from one donor specifically. It's an unprocessed, and the main reason why it's called raw is because it's unprocessed hair. This type of hair is typically thick with more density. The hair is going to always be thick because it's raw. The other one that I would like to speak on is MINK. So MINK is by far one of my favorites. It's also unprocessed hair. It's straight from one donor, and MINK hair is gonna always be the focus more on silk, luster, body, length. When it comes to MINK hair, it's full in length, if that makes sense. Sometimes with Brazilian hair, Malaysian, Peruvian, when you get a bundle, it's not full all the way to the end. When it comes to Cambodian and Indian and Burmese, and when you're looking at MINK and raw hair, majority of the time it's going to be full from top to bottom. So that's why it costs a little bit more, because you're getting what it's worth. It's worth the price. So I love me some MINK. I love me some raw, and this is my Cambodian MINK hair. When it comes to Brazilian, Malaysian, and Peruvian, those are going to be typically Virgin Remy hair, or Virgin Remy together hair. That's what they're labeled as. When it comes to Cambodian and Indian, that can be raw, or it can also be Cambodian can also be MINK. Not sure if I've heard of Indian MINK hair, but I've heard of raw Indian hair. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong, comment if you've heard of Indian MINK hair. I've only heard of Cambodian MINK and Brazilian MINK. Brazilian hair can also be MINK too, but for the most part, no one really sells those. So when you're looking for a higher quality hair, always go for Cambodian, Indian, Burmese. The key things that I think you guys should consider when deciding on a specific origin. So you need to know what look you're going for, how long you want your hair to be, how thick you want it to be, if you're going to do a leave out or if you're going to do a wig. When doing a wig, it doesn't matter as much as leave out, because with leave out, you have to pick a good origin that matches your hair. So me personally, I feel like Malaysian, Peruvian, and Cambodian blends the best with people of color, women of color hair. Brazilian is more for the wide variety. Anybody can make Brazilian hair work. Also, how long are you expecting your hair to last? That's another thing you should consider when deciding on an origin of hair. Now that I told you guys about all of this, I'm going to get into my questions portion. I've asked you guys to ask me some questions. I posted again on my story today to make sure I didn't miss any questions. First question is, how long does each origin of hair hold heat? From personal experience, I'm going to speak from my personal experience. Brazilian hair will typically last 2 to 4 days. It can last longer if you have a really good hairstylist and they use really good products and all of that. But for the most part, Brazilian hair lasts 2 to 4 days. I would say Malaysian and Peruvian about a couple of days to a week. It doesn't hold heat as long, but it's longer than Brazilian. Cambodian, and I want to speak from my personal experience, I've been able to have curls in my wig, this wig specifically, for 2.5 weeks. And I only say 2.5 weeks because sometimes every 2 weeks I touch it up a little bit. But if I was to not touch it up, them curls would still hold. So I would say 2.5 weeks for Cambodian hair. Indian and Burmese, I personally haven't had either texture. I haven't had Indian in years, and I have never tried Burmese, so I don't want to speak on it. But from my research, it's about the same, about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So yeah, it's out of each origin, which takes color the best or dye the best. So I would say any hair labeled under raw and mink, they will take dye the best. And it's just like dyeing your real hair, like, because it's raw, it's unprocessed, so it's gonna take that color way faster. So I would say Cambodian, Indian, Burmese. Not saying Brazilian and the other hair types don't take color well, because depending on the company, it can and it will. But those are just the ones that I know that can take it faster as well. Another question is, how many bundles would you need for each origin? In my personal opinion, I think virgin Remy hair, sometimes mink hair will always require at least 3 bundles. Because with mink hair, even though it's very silky, one of the side effects is that it's a little bit thinner. So I will always say at least 3 bundles for mink. People really be getting 4 to 5 with mink hair, fully mink hair, like, you know. But it just, like I said, it just depends on the brand and the specific origin that you get. So I would say if you're getting Brazilian, depending on what you're looking for, you can sometimes get away with 2 bundles. But I will always say for each origin, just start off with 3 and go from there. Me personally, with my wigs, I have Cambodian mink in my head now. This is only 2 bundles. I only did 2 bundles because I wanted to try out how thick it is. And this is just 2 bundles. This is 2 bundles. I was laying on my hair, y'all. This is 2 bundles. But I want a thicker look, so I'm going to probably add in 3. But this is 2 bundles. So, like I said, it always will depend on the company. But I always start out with 3 for the most part. If you're getting sewn in, making a wig, always get 3 because you never know if your stylist is going to need that last bundle for a track, 2 tracks, you know. Before we leave, I want to leave you guys with like 2 tips when it's coming to picking the hair origin. So with all bundles, you should know that the longer the inch, the thinner the bundle. Sometimes with some companies, it's thick all the way through, but that is very, very rare. The longer the bundle you get, the thinner the bundle. Don't mind the bunny. I came to the studio today to get down and dirty and really work on all of this hair that I gotta do. So this is 30 inches of the diamond effect hair. It's full all the way through. Like no thinning, no shedding, no short stuff, because with the diamond effect, it's full regardless. When it comes to knowing what length that you want to purchase, like I said, it always depends on what look you're going for. I would say if you're buying a wig, or let me phrase it, if you're getting a wig made and you're buying the hair yourself, or you already have hair, do not, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you're getting a wig made, try to get 3 bundles the same length, because if you get 18, 20, 22 and you're getting a wig made, that each bundle is already 2 inches away from each other. So when you get that 18 inch and you put it up at the top of the wig, like up here, and then you got 22 inch, the 22 inch, see the 18 right here, 22 inch gonna be down here. It's causing a big difference, and it's already a 2-inch difference. So I would recommend, if you're getting a wig made and you're purchasing the hair or you already have hair, try to get the same length bundles, because the hair is going to be separated, it's going to be pulled apart, put in different sections, unless you want a layered staggered look. But I feel like you can still get that done with the same inches, just get it layered and cut by your stylist. Sew-ins, I mean, you can still do the 18, 20, 22 look, or 20, 22, 24, so on and so forth. But when it comes to wigs, I would recommend just getting the same length, especially if you're doing extremely long hair, like 28 inches. Just get all 28 inches, because the hair is going to be thinner anyway because it's longer. So just get all of the same length, so you can have that full look, that full length, the thickness, that density all the way through out the hair, just with a little layers. It's all. The next video of this series will be about HD closures, transparent closures, the width, the size 6x6, 5x5, how to know all the different stuff about that. I hope this video was very informative. If y'all have any more questions, y'all can comment them, DM me, whatever y'all gotta do. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video.